man. Welcome back. Welcome back. 9:28. Sorry. We've been talking about energy drink consumption, tricks and twips. You can choose a side and pick a color, you know. We got Kyle back in the studio, Jackie Tootie. Vitlaity, the executive director of Vitlaity, and Kyle, who is the CEO of the CALC Institute. And back at it again for another great segment. How are we doing?
Doing good.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
couldn't be better.
It's been a crazy week. Great things are happening.
But I know you had a board meeting and all that.
I'll tell you, there's so many exciting things happening. It's been incredible.
It has.
Yeah, I'm just having a ball.
So where should we dive in? I'll be honest with you guys. I haven't even looked at the prep sheet because I know we got two pros right here in front of us.
We can talk about anything.
Let's talk, I see the note though, and this is really a big thing. Let's start here instead of just jumping into the open. The healthcare workforce. And I only know a little bit of it because, like I said, my dad taught microbiology and was like the final step before nursing school at Lewis and Clark and all that stuff.
What?
He was a tough teacher, but very good one. That's what we figured out. 4.5 stars out of 5, but the toughness was there, you know. And you know, whenever you're going into this, though, I think so many times people just think nurse or they think doctor or they think, name anesthesiologist. Let's talk about, just the healthcare workforce overall and, what you're constantly hearing about shortages, whether it's nursing or other healthcare professionals, because I know that just the day-to-day staff for where my grandma was at in St. Louis, man, their numbers falter, and then everyone has to kind of struggle and keep the machine going for hundreds of residents.
Absolutely. I would love to have this conversation because I actually just recently sat with Senator Belt.
Oh, did you?
And we pitched a lobby proposal to Washington for safe staffing levels when it comes to nursing. Is this where we're at?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys, sorry.
You're
so
fine.
for safe staffing and nursing, but what we pitched was for, if, like you just said, if you don't have the right levels, the residents are still there. Yeah. So they're running a business, but ultimately you have people vulnerable and have their lives exposed.
Exactly.
So when they're not showing up, and this does happen more than I think a lot of people understand, but when you're scheduled and you're leaving that, it's full neglect. And I mean, you're at risk not only as a business, but you're liable for any adverse reactions that happens to the treatment plan or them. And that's one of the main reasons why I felt very passionate with getting the Senator Belt. He was actually met with us at one of our schools, and we were going over this because he is in the workforce initiative right now in the region, looking at partnerships with HSHS and BJC and things like that, because they're also hearing the same thing.
I can only imagine is the stress that causes too, because, just seeing what I know just from, little things, whether it's, a nursing home setting or if it's a rehabilitation setting, like a longer term care to get you back going, or even, back in the hospital, if numbers falter and all, I can only imagine, the morale that it takes on people too, because your nurses that maybe the patient loved you for 3 days is now frustrated because something from the day-to-day didn't happen, and it's really important to talk. I'm glad that Senator Belt's gonna work, or is working with you.
Yeah, he has a lot of different partners, and I'm glad that CALC can be a part of it. I mean, you can't really do anything if you're not willing to put your foot forward to change.
100%.
So, I love to talk about things, but I also like to say, where are my actions leading and aligning with that?
You can't just talk about it.
Yeah, so I'm more of a leadership recruiter. Hey guys, what can you do and what can we all do together? So that's where our collaboration came, which I'm sure you guys know, bills and proposals, it takes a long time.
Yeah,
he was like, you might have to wait a year. I'm like, hey, if we can keep things moving,
we'll wait a year.
right? I mean, why we're out here shoveling, helping the patients, it's like, come on, help us out, that's why we moved to the government.
Such a topic though that I think so many families and anybody can kind of get behind, because it really is so important. And we talk about maybe going to the 4 years and 8 year classes and all that, and that's great if you want to do that in life, but just know that there's a major need in a lot of regions when it comes to healthcare professionals. And I can only imagine the conversations you have with students or that are coming in, and maybe it's not, hey Kyle, I don't know if nursing's what I want to do. There's still, I'm sure, a gauntlet to truly help that incubus that's within inside.
There is, but I do want to say, I'm so glad you touched on this, because this is a huge conundrum in the industry right now, because it's more than just safe staffing levels. So with what you just said, a lot of people go into nursing because they align with, I'm a compassionate person, I want to help. So when you have all of this overburden, you're emotionally exhausting people that are there to help. But now, since we have already low staff, we have forced good people out. We have forced other people to retire. I know a boatload of nurses, and this is not a joke, that have left their way early retirement, 40s, 50s, to go be truck drivers. I want to clock in and just sit there because it's so exhausting that they have nothing left to give to their families. Statistics are rising that nurses are the most divorced
100%.
The most divorced discipline. And if you see why, I mean, you're giving everything all day. What do you have left for your family?
Exactly.
And I don't think the industry as a whole is looking at that these are people taking care of people.
Well, we look at the patient as a person, but sometimes not the staff.
Right. So how are we supposed to give that empathetic care, when you're being tested to a lot of your different limits? So that's a very good point.
I like what you guys are doing with CALC though too, because the traditional education models are great for their purposes, but also when you have a chance to collaborate and touch base with different entities like a Vitlaity or whatever's in your region, it really, I'm sure, broadens the horizon and not only understand, hey, here's how the questions are on the test, answer them, get your passing grade, but here's how our industry truly works in this region, and here's what you're going to deal with.
Right.
And I hate to be so blunt about it, but it has to be.
That's
real
kind
life
of
skills.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where it bridges the gap with Vitlaity and CALC, is because the real life skills, as Jackie talked about last week, is the population that we're serving. It's not the most optimal situations.
Yeah.
So with our students getting to firsthand be delved into that, I think that's where we're not only contributing to the change, but we're trying to foster it. So
what does today's student need that the previous didn't have? That's a great question.
Okay. I would say what the students get today. Do you want me to answer this?
Yeah,
you go for it.
What do they need, or what do they that they they didn't get that what today's students need that previous students didn't get?
So I'm gonna go off of what I was really hitting last week, is emotional regulation.
Yeah.
Because today's market, you're not only being tested in a personal sense, I mean, inflation, you have all the things that are weighing on your shoulder as a human being, right? Gas, this, family, regardless your situation, school. Well, then you're putting yourself in somebody in school. So now you're only testing yourself. Now you're in a locked unit. I don't want to say that. You're in a different atmosphere that really binds you in.
Yeah.
So now you're accommodating. So all these things, nobody has ever before, from what I've seen, catered to the students' overall holistic approach. How do we make them successful even though they're going through all this like the rest of us are?
Right.
And that's where the allotted resources come in, and that's where we have different companies and 501c and nonprofits that can help with that.
And things are changing so much. Back in the day, it felt like, you just persevere, it's a mountain,
get through.
and you're going to climb up that mountain.
Right.
And, I mean, we're seeing that. The stats are showing that is not the way to handle things, because you're losing numbers by the wayside. And it's not just medical. It's a ton of different industries that go through this.
Right.
And, I think the older generation hears that as a coddle, and it's not. It's to literally make sure that the person working on you is ready to be at work that day, that isn't just there because they've been sick for 4 days, but they have to be at work because they're short-staffed and whatever, or they don't feel. You have to really have that full package when it comes to having the best care possible for an entire hospital system or any medical system, probably.
Well, and I think expectations have changed. I mean, we live in a world that the bar continues to rise. I mean, if you even look, take the Olympics and study, what athletes were able to do in the early 1900s versus what they were able to do in the 1950s.
I would be a gold medalist. And I'd smoke a pack of cigarettes.
Well, call me first place too. I'm the personal trainer.
Yeah.
That is funny.
You're so right, though.
I mean, even just like trying to be a mom today, you throw in social media, you throw in all these other things that create these expectations that are impossible, these standards that nobody can live up to.
Yep.
So when we all try to keep up with that, it becomes exhausting, and we have to remember we are people. We are humans, that the human condition is a real thing, and we all need rest, and we all need time, and we all need to understand and give each other a little bit of grace. And I think that, everyone, like you said, is focusing on the patient. What about the person taking care of the patient? They're a person too, you know, and I think we just have to remember that.
Great point. It is, and it's so important. I wanted to ask you on the flip side of that too. I'm sure that working in settings like with a Vitlaity or other organizations, because you get a gauntlet of different students that maybe some are trepidatious, maybe some are like, that hat down, my mom and grandma and everyone else has done this and I'm doing this too. I think it does two things. It might help connect somebody that is a little trepidatious and going, and you can connect, but also for somebody that I'm the general, right? Once I know this, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to do what I can. But you lose, because you're so focused on the work sometimes, I can see that you forget not all the personal side of things, but just the interactions that make that so special. And that's where, again, these partnerships help, because on the flip side, for the go-getters that are putting the helmet on and ready to rock and roll, it could bring a sense of humanity into it too, where, oh, shoot, I am taking care of
Now
know
you're
my
talking
hands.
my language.
Yeah.
That
You
is
know?
my language.
Yes.
The heartbeat of everything. I am like, I don't want to come off like the emotional sensitive sap, but like nobody is looking out for the best interest of people's emotional states.
No.
And this goes into mental health and
100%.
well-being.
You can't get better if
So
you're
you
not
can't
mentally
right.
there.
So
You
if you're
just
not
can't.
regulated, right? You're like, here, put me in another thing and tell me all these things, and you're just like tick, 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 tick. You know, it's like
You know what it comes out, and maybe I'm right. To me, just from where I'm at, it's just being in like the nursing home settings lately. You can truly see the motivation factor there. In my opinion, more because you truly get to see this is
Right.
where we're at. And even for my grandma, when she gets somebody that is over there, that was in Delmar Gardens was fantastic. We're talking about after the surgery getting better. It's you could tell whenever she wasn't feeling connected with a staff member, and it wasn't because of how she was acting. It was maybe a little bit down, or I'm going to try. But when she had a good staff member working with her, man, I'm climbing Mount Everest tomorrow. I'm going to get across the river and swim to you. Like it.
Okay, so let's go down to the granular of that. So why did Grandma do that with the staff member? It's because you remember how you feel.
Yep,
They
exactly.
did things that made her feel
Yes.
good during a time of
You're
vulnerability.
100% right.
So that's where I'm trying to lean in everybody, like, let's train this out, guys.
It has to be, Kyle.
It will, and if you train an army to know how to emotionally regulate people, or just be emotionally transparent, just offload somebody, be their support person. It is okay to let someone vent, and then they feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, so that goes into our staffing environments in our community. Like, we could
Yes.
all build each other up just by having a little grace and mercy.
Right. Yes, that's everything. It's crazy the ability to have a conversation with somebody and allow them to share their heart. I
Yeah,
mean, that changes
unprejudiced,
everything.
non-judgmental, unprejudiced.
Well, it ties into Vitality's rooms so well too.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No judgment, no shame. Just come and
How many times do you get a patient that maybe feels like they're going to be judged because of how the world has treated everybody, or
Yeah.
you name it,
Yeah.
and you can break that ice, and it leads to a much better
yeah,
experience for everybody.
it does.
It makes me just want to give them a hug. Like,
Exactly.
Yes.
come here.
I'm here
Okay,
for you.
It's like-
come here. Give me.
Yeah.
Right.
If I
Some
see
people
it-
just need a hug.
If I see it Schnooks, I'm not going to ask.
And
Just know
right.
that I'm here to love you.
Exactly. Right. But if you see me as sugar,
Yeah.
do you need a hug?
Yeah.
I gotcha.
It's 9:40. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back to this conversation. Kyle, Jackie in the studio. I'm here rambling too. Daily Show comes back to you next.
Looking for the perfect camper for your next getaway? Visit Coleman's Country Campers at 2 Fun Lane in Hartford, Illinois, where families have been finding travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and RVs since 1991. Call 618-254-1180 and let their friendly team help you find the right camper for your next adventure. From weekend camping trips to cross-country memories, your journey begins at Coleman's Country Campers, because at Coleman's, adventure starts on Fun Street. You think you might be pregnant? You don't have to face it alone. At Vitlaity Women's Clinic, you'll find the care you deserve. We offer confidential, no-cost pregnancy testing, ultrasounds, and STI testing. Our team is here to listen, support you, and help you understand your options without pressure or judgment. Walk in or make an appointment today. Call 618-466-1690 or visit vitalitywomensclinic.org. Vitlaity Women's Clinic, clear answers, real support.
Throughout all life stages, you need someone in your corner, guiding you on your health and wellness journey. At OSF Healthcare, that's your primary care provider. Your OSF primary care provider is there for every stage of life. Find a provider today at osfhealthcare.org/primary.
As the storm hits, your roof protects everything underneath it. Trust the storm damage and roof replacement experts, Archer Roofing and Restoration, providing free inspections, help with insurance claims, and offer financing options that make replacing your roof affordable. Proudly veteran-owned and community-focused. We're here when our neighbors need us most. Call 618-575-0016 or visit archerroof.com today.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation.
If you thought quality home building was a thing of the past, think again. Welcome to Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes, an award-winning builder known for craftsmanship, attention to detail, and homes designed around the way you live. From thoughtful design to expert construction, every home we build reflects decades of experience and a commitment to doing things the right way. Ralph G. Pasley Custom Homes. Award-winning homes built with pride. Visit Pasley.com to learn more and start building your dream home today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
Firearms training shouldn't feel intimidating. At Precision Point Armory in Bethalto, we focus on safety, confidence, and real-world skills. Whether you're new or renewing your concealed carry, you'll get professional instruction without pressure. Learn safe handling, sound decision-making, and proper techniques tailored to your experience level. If you're looking for premium firearms training in the heart of Bethalto, Illinois, call 618-779-9947 or go to precisionpointarmory.net and train with confidence today. Meet the Classic Edge HDX outdoor wood furnace. Best-in-class efficiency, durability, and smart technology. At Backyard Boilers, we're your trusted central boiler dealer, bringing you EPA-certified outdoor furnaces that burn up to 60% less wood. With the Firestar controller, you can monitor your system right from your phone. Built with titanium-enhanced stainless steel, these furnaces are made to last. Call Backyard Boilers in Perry, Illinois today at 217-473-7568 and make this your warmest, most efficient winter yet.
Nobody cares what I know until they know that I care. And here at Stevens Planning, we establish a relationship built on trust as soon as you walk through our doors. We cover every aspect of a solid retirement plan. We will help you with investment choices as well as address and acknowledge your plans for financial development. It's our responsibility to help you safely and efficiently navigate your finances. You are the reason we're here, and whether you choose to join us at Stevens Planning, allowing us the opportunity to secure your future or not, we look forward to getting to know you.
You couldn't hear any of that. Sorry. The fun part of the show's over.
Partner just walked in.
Welcome back, Daily Show. Vitality Speaks. Jackie Duty is the executive director of Vitality. And boy, my boy, have you guys just had a great year of fundraisers. And how's your capital campaign? We got to get somebody to write you a check.
We do.
Right.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, we had a great anonymous presenting sponsor come in, and now I'm just trying to. We got to get us to 100,000 because we got to redo some big projects.
So
at the facility.
Can we talk about the jingle to bid already?
Yes.
And then we'll come back with Kyle.
Jingle and bid is coming up. We are so excited about that. I'm already getting baskets in, and it's going to be an exciting year. So we did this last year. It goes like the Tuesday before Thanksgiving through December 4th. And last year was the first time we did it. We had 80 businesses from the region come in.
Huge.
It was huge. And we had the coolest prizes from like hunting trips and safari trips to Africa to, sweet tickets to the Blues and the Cardinals, and just baskets from all businesses. Like, Petco gave us a pet basket filled with all kinds of fun things. Lowe's gave us a big Yeti cooler that we filled with steaks from Wilson's cattle company, we had White Castle gave us a crave case.
Stop.
And we paired it with.
If you want to know the key to my heart, just
White Castle.
with pepper jack cheese.
I'll tell you what, that was one of the favorites. When we paired it with like a 3D castle puzzle thing, and we put in a tiara, and we made it the Knights Crave Castle Fun Night Out or something, and it was just a
creative.
really cool.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Wow.
and so we took a lot of different things and paired them and made some really cool baskets.
Are we running the same kind of timeline as we were last year for this?
Same timeline. So
Okay.
we're going to go into November. It'll be a couple days before Thanksgiving, going into I think it's Friday, December 4th at 5 o'clock. And, we really see a lot of the momentum build in the last 5 hours of the auction. It's crazy. We had whole offices shut their buildings down because they were all going floor to floor out trying to outbid each other. We heard about the fights, and it was exciting to the nth hour. We saw the things happen. It was really cool.
So here's what we need from all of you, business owners and PR people and all the great people that watch the show. Trips, experiences. I mean, I know we got some Busch Stadium reps that watch this show. I mean, we could throw in a Cardinals tour. I think we could have some fun. How do we reach out to you to say, here, we want to contribute? Because this does raise a significant amount and goes back towards such a really great cause.
It does. Yeah. And we're going to have, reach out to, email me, jdewdy@vitalitywc.org. Call, text my cell phone, 618-541-9823. We'll put all the links. We're just getting all the links together for launching. You'll be able to see the baskets as they come in. So I know the River Dragons just gave us a really great basket filled with jerseys and all kinds of bobbleheads and just really fun things. So the baskets are starting to come in. So let's work together. Let's come up with something really cool and creative, and it's going to be. I think we could double what we did last year.
So let's join forces. We'll call out to the nursing and medical.
There you go.
So, come on, guys. So like Jackie needs some help down here at Vitality Women's Clinic, which, like she said, will be vitalitywomensclinic.org. If we could get her some donations, keep the staple going, you guys. She is one of our continuity of care partners. So let's do this, okay?
I want to add to what Kyle said.
He's coming back. Like, we got to bring him on.
Kyle, you're here. I mean, I'm just saying, our SSM folks do know, like, Tim McGraw's people and stuff. Who knows? We could find some collaboration here for our Illinois friends.
I might be bidding on some of these baskets. I'm just saying, that would be amazing.
Great Christmas gift opportunities, too. Hey, I wanted to ask, just because we're on this topic on, technology or healthcare, does AI change anything yet? Are you guys in that process, even at Vitality, of like AI changes in like your office for patient care or anything?
I think there's always opportunities. I know there's a lot of fear around it, but I think what we're doing is we're finding creative ways to leverage it to enhance the person-to-person activities. And I don't think it's something to be feared. I think it's something to understand and embrace because it can help us be more efficient and effective.
Well, it is, and it's not going anywhere. And as much as anyone that doesn't like it, it's just here. And so what I think is great is seeing how individuals go, well, how can we work this better for ourselves? And it's not getting your term paper done. It might be just things like that help the day-to-day office staff, and eliminate some of that strain and can make things more efficient, for the team. Kyle, what are you seeing?
Well, and that's what I was going to say. So as CALC as an institution, we actually do foster the AI integration because it is the 21st century. However, there are fears, but I think this is where a good resource and service and training development for AI regulation. You can't replace AI for your brain. So if you are actually trying to produce something that, and listen, we all get guilty when you're in your free time, like, oh, how cool is this? But when you're doing it for a professional development that is a resemblance of you can't claim that to be yours. I think from just a personal overview, that will look like we'll get into like plagiarism issues, things like that. But however, on a daily cadence, absolutely have your emails, draft some stuff up. I mean, it's going to decrease your workflow and increase your capacity for a lot of things. Our nursing students, we just integrated a AI digital workflow that's actually in their didact. So their lecture allows them to use an AI assistant that only uses their content from their books.
Wow.
So there's already some spearheading, and it's all about your internal policy. So we're about safeguarding, making sure that not only the institution stays, our internal infrastructure stays safe, but the students going forward are understanding. Here's the role if you do it. No sensitive information, confidentiality. just make sure it's an assistant role, not replacement role.
Right. Well, and see, that's where I think that's a great point because I'm just thinking of and I know nothing about the healthcare system, so don't look at me acting like I know all the answers, but all the times I see, just like simple data entries things that, I'm not saying you just put your whole eggs into one basket, but those things could help, and I think it's awesome to integrate that with the learning process to say, get used to, let's start working with this.
Well, I think the speed of AI, I think you guys can agree, like this is going really fast.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, so I look at everything from a strategy perspective. I'm like timelines, time frames, right? Well, if you look at like, we'll just say one of our nursing programs, 15 months long. Think of all the different AI already upgrades within 15 months.
It's crazy.
So it's hard to like pull back, and you almost have to just go with the ground running.
Yeah.
Learn to fit. You know, I heard this from a really good leader. They said, fail fast. Because if you fail fast and not slow, that somebody asked me, do you like to fail? And I was like, no. Well, do you like to do it for a long period of time? Well, no. They're like, so fail fast. Start making mistakes now to fix them right now.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Don't overthink analysis paralysis. Just fail it.
People get mad at me all the time, or they used to until I just told them I don't care, is the fact that, you know, with our live description, you know, I could, you know, this with your time back in media, it could take you all day to write something up like that. And so it's like, we're a task that is very, you know, that is not going to move the proverbial mountain.
Right.
Yeah, I'll save myself 4 hours of my time today.
For sure.
How much more effective can we be?
Yeah.
We just have a little bit of leverage.
You know, I wanted to ask too, what do you see this going with CALC? Because I really think this is a great opportunity for Vitlaity and CALC both, because you're providing really it's a two-edged sword that only provides greatness and not any bleeding.
Right. Well, I think it's the power of having the collaborations. I mean, we've always had an incredible partnership with CALC, but I just feel like
it's
we're going
the energy
to the next.
too.
It is.
You guys are both like energetic,
Synergy.
and
visionaries.
You guys are,
Yes, we
like
are.
Do something together. You have to have it.
That's what I feel like. Kyle's strengths with strategy and vision. It really ties into where Vitlaity wants to go with looking strategically over the next 10, 20 years. Where can this be, and how can we get in front of it now and build a path to get to where we know that what this community can be in resources and accessibility and helping the community in every area, like taking that full holistic approach. There are so many things we could be doing. So how can we build a pathway there now?
And that's why we'll call on the community members. That's vitalityswomanclinic.org. Let's help Jackie out and let's build that portfolio, guys. We're here in Alton to make a community staple. So what can you do to give back as well? Let's not be fearful. We'll do it together.
Kyle, what are you most proud of with your team?
With my team as far as students or my actual administrative team?
Let's go with students first.
Students, I am glad that my students are open to being fearless. They're open to being leaders of tomorrow. I'm glad that we took something that was and we're creating something that now is. We're carving out a new future, a new type of experience, and that's why we're calling it the CALC experience. So when you have these leaders of today, you're going to feel people like your loved ones that are in their bed. Well, where did you go to school? Wow, they're advocating, they're bold, they're strong, but they're also giving me the needs I met. That's a CALC student. Yeah. I want them to feel that. So that's the most thing I'm proud of, is that we're cultivating a new culture. And they're all open to it. It's like everybody's craving it.
Yeah. Well, you know, on the flip side of that, your admin team I want to hear about, because that's always a make or break.
My powerhouse.
Yeah.
My powerhouse, yes. So my admin team is a group of visionaries but executors. So we all sit at that round table, we make the plans, and then we execute. Everybody has their pillar. I tell my team, because, you know, as a school, you have your financial aid, you have marketing, you have all these different areas, but they're my pillars that hold me up. I'm right here in the middle, making sure everybody keeps the balance. We can't let financial aid fall, you can't let compliance fall, you can't let your admissions fall, and you can't let your academics fall. So you have this plate that you're balancing. But I have a really strong team that I am so proud of. So I couldn't speak more about the team. They're very collegiate, well experienced, and very good people.
Jackie, what would you say about the partnership with CALC?
I'll tell you, I've been so impressed just with the quality of people that he's sending to us. I love that they get to come in and experience the day-to-day, but to see them come in and just have their level of professionalism and the skills that they're learning in the classroom and then being able to apply it in a real-life setting, it really has been incredible to see. I love seeing the leaders of tomorrow, knowing that these are the people that are going to be our future employees, and not just, you know, for Vitlaity, but in hospitals across the region. I mean, it is exciting to see the quality of training that they're getting and being able to empower, equip, and then launch them. You know.
Well, and you know, going forward too, I know that we're getting close here, but I wanted to make sure we pound on this. Let's give Vitlaity to where they need to go. And I'm saying this because we all know of somebody that has had experience with pregnancy, whether they wanted the baby or they kind of got surprised. And
right.
Well, you know, we want to make sure we can help them help themselves. And that's what Vitlaity does so well, and does it in a compassionate, no judgment free way. And I love the fact that you don't dictate to people what their choices are. It's truly just providing options, and here's where you can go with them. And it's a healthy way to do so.
It is.
And I really hope that more people just pick up the phone and call. It could prevent a lot of really nasty things down the line. Jackie, how can we support you, and how can we get you to $100,000?
I'll tell you, the capital campaign is everything. And if we have links, we'll put them in the, in the write-ups. But if you guys can come in, we need some of those big checks. The $5,000, the $10,000 checks are going to help us get to that 100. But even if you're like, well, I can give something, I can pay for a pack of diapers, or even our monthly sponsors have been so important. So we have people that are coming in $10 a month, $50 a month,
the
$100
micro
a
donors
month.
are important,
and it adds up. I'll tell you, every person that comes to the table and says, I can give $25 a month, it's a powerful thing. So you have opportunities at all these different levels: $10, $50, $60, $99. They all provide something, some level of care that can really have an impact, and $1,500 will save a baby. So
I just think that would look a lot better too. We can get something like that just put right in there.
$100,000, I'll tell you, we would get a lot of stuff done,
and you would help a lot of area families that are in need. And I just think it's so important, because we always talk about how can we break the cycle, how can we get past the generational thing. And to me, it's organizations like what you guys provide, because you're keeping folks educated, informed, together if possible, and if not, it's still an educational approach, and it's so important for all of us. Any parting thoughts for the day?
Just thank you for all of your support. I'm so thankful for people like Kyle and the organizations he's building and leading in this community, and the collaborations we're building across so many different levels. I think we've had some really cool conversations over the last few weeks, and there's some great things coming.
I love that.
So it's going to be exciting to see.
Well, I would just like to say, everybody, I think Jackie hit on a really good note, and I think that we should all try to help her with what we can, not only as an organization. Just remember those moments, how you felt in a time of need, and those people that serviced you. Well, Jackie is on the good side, and so is her team. So I would call all of you guys light workers, good healers. Let's come and help Jackie out and see what we can do, okay?
And remember, CALC is there if you want to start your next career path.
We'll help you. Yes, we got 7 of them.
How do we do it?
Well, listen, all you guys got to do is come to calc.edu, apply online. We have 7 different programs, so I love to represent your nursing and your medical side, but we do have IT, business administration, cybersecurity, and software developer, so we are also growing to meet your needs on different levels. So help us form a better community, and we'll see you guys next time.
I love it. All righty. How about that?
It's a great day. Happy Friday.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock on the dot. We'll take a quick break. Top of the hour news, and then 10:30 is the preview to my final wrestling match tomorrow at the Sportsman's Club. It's going to be brutal.